In this video, I'm going to talk about getting a valid CP or critical power using the Stryd ecosystem. Well, there's probably about 3 ways to get a valid CP in the Stryd ecosystem. The most common way, or the most scientific way, is to perform 2 to 3 maximal efforts of varying durations. Usually that's 3 minutes, 10 minutes and 20 minutes, but they can be other durations as well. Usually 1 small, 1 medium length and 1 longer length. That works pretty well for most people when they're fit and healthy and they've been running consistently for a long time. For myself, I've done it in the past successfully, but there comes a time when a runner might get injured and they're coming back to running, and those maximal efforts are just something the body is not ready to tolerate. However, if it's been a long time since you were running consistently, then it's pretty likely your critical power is out of date and it's not valid anymore. That could be because too much time has gone past and the Stryd's auto CP system only uses efforts within the past 90 days, or it could be because you've lost fitness. It might be within the 90 days, but you've lost fitness and your CP is you couldn't actually match those runs you have done in those last 90 days, so therefore your CP is invalid. There is one other method Stryd added recently, and that is to sort of guess your critical power by doing 3 easy runs. You can use their app and tap reset my critical power, and they'll offer you either putting in a 2-week plan to do the maximal efforts or doing 3 easy runs. And they suggest doing those easy runs at about what would be calculated as your MAF type heart rate. So for me, I'm about to be 42 years old. That would be running at around 138 beats a minute. And you would perform those 3 runs over the course of a week, and then at the end they would estimate your critical power. I've done that one in the past too, and it left me with a number that was a little lower than I expected my CP to be. So typically when I've come back from injury, I've manually set my CP, and I've done that based on looking at heart rate data, looking at how I feel when I'm doing easy runs, looking at what my power is for those easy runs, and then extrapolating from that up. The 2 times I've been injured since I've been using Stryd, that's been around 275 to 280 watts. Now, interestingly, Stryd have just put up a request on their Facebook page to fill out a survey. They are offering a new method to calculate your critical power, and you can sign up to a beta. I've signed up to that beta, and what it essentially is they have got a single run that you can add to your calendar, perform this calendar, and they will calculate a critical power from you. Now, the single run itself is actually quite easy, but it is all based on perceived effort. So we're looking at 5 minutes easy, 1 minute hard, 5 minutes easy, 1 minute hard, 5 minutes easy. Their guidance is that the 5-minute easy blocks, they stipulate them as medium, that they should be at an easy, comfortable pace or effort level, and that the hard efforts should be at a 7 out of 10, or something that you can sustain for about 30 minutes. So today I'm going to go and try this out. I have a easy run already scheduled on the calendar, and its running stress score would come out at about 20. And this particular easy method of setting your critical power is estimated by the Stryd system as an RSS of 17, so well within my stress levels of the day. So I'm going to switch out my easy run for this method. At the moment, being in the beta phase, they said that it won't automatically calculate my CP, but they will message me with what it comes out as, and then later on they're going to add it to the platform. With that out of the way, let's strap on the running shoes and get going. Okay, I'm just back from my CP run estimate. looks like, and when I ran this, I did not look at, well, I looked at power occasionally, but I mostly had heart rate on my watch, and when I looked at it, it was just to see what's being reflected, but I really tried to run at perceived effort. For the easy section, first section, average power was 207, not too dissimilar from my current easy Stryd power ranges if I manually set CP to 275. The first 1 minute hard was average of 278. The 5 minute recovery 206. Next 1 minute was 279, and the last 5 minute recovery 205. So now let's wait and see. I believe Stryd will send me an email based on my results and give me a manual CP to set it for, and then later on down the track they'll add this as an option when you reset your critical power. But when I receive the email, I'll go in and share the stats, look at the run in detail, and see if we can work out how they've calculated it. Okay, so I got my email from Stryd, and here it is. Here is your estimated critical power, 285.
What's Stryd?
Stryd is my running foot pod. Now, I've got the runs open here on Garmin and on the Stryd website, and we can have a bit of a look at it and see if we can work out how they've estimated it. I don't know if we're going to find anything useful because there's probably some complicated mathematics going on in the background. But if I look at the actual run itself, my first 1 minute block was an average of 278, and the second 279. Now I suspect they're doing something with the difference of power between the medium level effort and the smooth level effort to determine a bit of a I forget what the term is in a mathematics terminology, where differences, anyway, way above my head. But so how could they work that out from that? Well, just thinking about it logically, your critical power is usually, okay, I'm not going to be able to work this out exactly, but for me, I know my critical power generally is a bit higher than my 5k. No, sorry, my 5k power is a little bit higher than my critical power. So that would mean I should be able to hold, if it was accurate, 285 for a 5k comfortably. Can I do that right now? I haven't tested myself because I've got some running niggles and I'm not ready to do an all-out 5k. But I really do think this is ballpark enough, and the fact that it's can be calculated in one single run, that's kind of a game changer for anyone out there who's injured and doesn't want to dedicate, or coming back from injury, doesn't want to dedicate 3 specific runs or a 2-week block to getting a critical power, but just needs to get up and running into a plan, and then a couple of weeks into the plan, whether it's the first tests, you can get that really accurate critical power, and you've got a really good base to start from. So that is my review of the new Easy Run CP estimation by RPE. I haven't checked to see if it's in the app yet. Maybe I'll just have a quick look now. Let's see if I go to critical power and go reset my critical power. I'm not going to go with it yet. Well, actually, my critical power is manual, so it doesn't matter. Help me get a new critical power. Right now, they've only got schedule, testing week, or estimate with 3 easy runs. So it's not there yet. I'm going to say get my own critical power Set manual CP right now. I could set it to 285. I think I'll do that actually. 285. And let's run a week with 285 and see how it feels. All in all, I think it's a great feature. Probably critical power diehards might disagree. They should say just, I don't know. I think it's good. Screw the haters. And signing off.